Welcome back to Adulting Without Supervision. This time we are upgrading Josh's old Creality Ender 3 Pro that he gave up on when the newer version was on sale. Lucky for me, he asked if I wanted it, and here we are. Oh, and did I mention I have no idea what I'm doing? Well, crash course I guess. So after a few test prints I was done with leveling it myself and found out they make this add-on to auto-level the bed for you. I say sign me up. That was 4 weeks ago. Now don't get me wrong, I was only able to work on it on the weekends, but 8 days of begging and pleading is no way to live your life. If you are wondering why the note says to remove 4 screws, but I only removed 3, well, it is a used model, so someone had it before me and who knows what they did with it. But it is still pretty great for free, so I can't really complain. Since we no longer need the switch for the Z-axis, we will remove it, but don't get rid of it. You might be able to make it into a filament runout switch. Well, I did say I didn't know what I was doing, right? Fortunately I got lucky. I only had to undo 1 screw and pull it up a little to reach the hole. I had to wait till the next weekend to finish installing the CR Touch because my motherboard was too old and didn't have the port for it. So just because it says it is compatible with your printer doesn't mean it actually is. Double check to make sure that there is no special conditions before you buy anything. When you go to screw in the new motherboard, make sure that you line up the micro SD port and the USB micro B port with their respective holes in the metal housing, otherwise some screws will not line up and if you tighten them down you will damage your board. When it comes to the firmware, I went with what was recommended by others because the board did not come with instructions for what firmware was needed. Now the reason for this might be that it came with the firmware pre-installed, but it didn't say. There is more than likely an updated version on Creality.com, but for this video let's stick to what we know works for now. We will need to add G29 then a semicolon to Kura's code to activate the auto-leveling program. You can add a description if you want after the semicolon, but it is not necessary for it to function. In order to install any new firmware, you must insert the micro SD card before turning on the printer. Once it is finished loading the firmware, make sure to remove the firmware from the micro SD card before turning on the printer again in order to keep the printer from having errors. As far as I can understand, the CR Touch works fine, but if the bed is extremely uneven, it can't help the way it should. So making it to where the springs are not a factor helped immensely. You can still do it the normal way, but it will become a problem again to the point that you will have to re-level it again eventually. So take an hour to mess with it till it is damn near perfect and never worry about it again. I hope this video helped, and sorry it is kinda long, but I really wanted to get into every question that I had and even some that I am still learning about, to hopefully jumpstart anyone who wants to get into 3D printing. I know it feels so overwhelming at first that you want to give up on it. But hang in there. I wanted to have one for years but didn't feel confident about using one. Getting one that was used took off a lot of the pressure of screwing something up. I should be doing more shorts for Josh soon and some videos, but it may be a while before they reach the channel now that I have a fun new hobby to experiment with. Anyways, good luck, have fun, and we'll see you next time.